How do you distinguish the line between like adventure and irresponsible? Because I think I came pretty close to those lines, more the irresponsible, a couple of days ago when I attempted my scariest run I've ever been on. So I'm always trying to find adventures in the running that I do. I think there's an adventure in every run I take, whether I'm running around my neighborhood or whether I'm going out on a trail run somewhere or whether I'm just, you know, on a business trip and have a little bit of time available, try and run to some place I've never been before. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to run up to Devil's Peak. Now, I've lived in Cape Town my entire life. I don't live there anymore. I've never ever gone up Devil's Peak. Recently, I've been seeing a friend of mine who's always running up the mountain and often goes up Devil's Peak. And I was quite intrigued. I thought, wow, if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna go up Devil's Peak. So when the opportunity came along, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try and do this. The only challenge was that it's winter time, and with winter comes earlier sunsets. There was only so much time between me ending workday, getting to the trailhead, and then trying to make it up to Devil's Peak. What added to this run was that the weather was pretty gloomy.
That honestly, that doesn't look very inviting for a run. Especially if you're trying to get that summit. So I've been here before. I've been in these cold, windy, rainy conditions before. I've stood at the cliff or at the foot of this mountain before, but never have I ever said I'm gonna go up and run to a peak I can't see in weather that's not great. What am I doing? Alright, let's go for a run. Just gotta make sure I got all my bits about me. I think I'm losing my mind a bit doing this, but let's go.
Now, running on the mountain, especially in any mountain anyway, there's always warning signs about safety. Go in groups, don't go alone. Unfortunately, I'm almost always alone. I never really have a choice, and I often just ignore those signs and I carry on and I accept my fate for what it is. But for some reason, this run just had me feeling all kind of like weird senses of like ear and like, you know, a bit of fear. And I genuinely am not a fearful person. So just standing at that trailhead, looking around and seeing, okay, what's going on? The road was pretty lonely, probably because of the weather, and who wants to come out in weather like that?
Alright, we're at the trailhead of Devil's Peak at the moment. It is dark. I think I missed the boat. There's a part of me that wants to go up a little bit, yeah, and look. But there's a part of me that knows what I'm like, you know. It's it's just a little bit, like a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And that's the part that I'm worried about. That's the part of me that I'm worried about. There's also lots of, you know, security alert. You're now blah blah blah. Great. Don't go alone. Go in groups. I'm always alone. So I'm probably just gonna run till the end up here, and then and have a look, have a view. I did come all this way, so I might as well just experience something. Wasn't meant to be this time. Wasn't meant to be.
But boy, just being out there, and then I'm so glad that I didn't decide to go up the trail because, yeah, like I said, you know, I'm gonna go, yeah, let me just go a little bit, and then I'll get to that point and I'll go, yeah, let me just go a little bit, and I'll get to that point, let me go a little bit. Before you know it, I'm deep in the mountain. The weather turned really bad and I'm stuck there, or fall or trip on the rocks, or who knows what could have happened. So I'm very thankful I at least had some sense to not actually go up the trail, which was, you know, looked pretty scary at the time. But then deciding to run along the rest of the mountain and go to the edge, but it looked super eerie.
So not too far on is the end of the road. I thought it was on that side over there. But you know, you see stuff like this and you go like, oh no, scary. It is scary. Because I'm on my own, always on my own. You just don't know what's out there. How much further we can push. I think I can manage in this weather. Alright, let's go for it. Let's go beyond the boundary, over the wall. Let's see where we go. Alright.
And I went along and I ran that route. It was already dark when I got to the trailhead for Devil's Peak. And then when I just ran on just a little bit, like all the light just disappeared. Like all of a sudden it was super dark. Like, and there are no lights around, and I haven't been in that kind of environment in a long time. So as I'm running through, it starts to feel very, very lonely. And then the sign that I read about you entering this dangerous area, I mean, that started to pop into my head. I was like, oh, what if this is the dangerous area? What if they meant the rest of this mountain area like this road? And I had a lamp with me, a headlamp with me, but for some strange reason I was like, I'm not going to put this headlamp on, because then the vampires and the creatures of the mountain, whoever it is I need to be careful for, is going to come out, and they're going to see the light, and they're going to know that I'm there and target me, and then they will eat me alive and leave my bones for the birds to come and pick at. Like, that's how ridiculous my thinking went. But I eventually got to the sort of a corner, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to stop right here now. I'm going to enjoy this view and take it in, which is what I did.
I've lived in Cape Town all my life. I've never, ever been here. This is the first for me. On this road. Never bothered. What have I been missing? Oh, okay. So, it's dark. It's nighttime. You see, it's a little bit of skylight here. I don't even know if you can see me. But I'm gonna head back. Have myself an evening. I'm so glad that I got this jacket. Very, very comfortable for running. Very light. This jacket breaks that wind. It's incredibly cold. My hands are freezing, but my body feels good. Now it's time to head back. We'll wait back to the car.
Yeah, and then I decided to, okay, I need to get out of here. But I can tell you that little adventure, that little run that I took is absolutely never felt more alone before. Even though on all my runs, I'm always alone. Yeah, just getting out of that eerie section was crazy. That was the eeriest run. So the thing that I come away with that run was thinking adventure and irresponsibility, like they live on the same fence, or they're bordered by the same fence. And it's like, when would that have been irresponsible of me to go up to Devil's Peak and all alone in that weather? And was it even equally irresponsible for me to run that road where it's maybe known to be dangerous and I wasn't aware of it? And maybe it's even, just like a bad idea to go running that late at night on the mountain in that area. Like, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Like, was it irresponsible? Was it crazy? Or is it just pure the spirit of adventure, and then you do the same thing too? Or have you run that road? Do you have any stories about something that happened to you, or maybe you know of someone that something happened to? I mean, just close to me at Burman Bush, it's where I live. It's a beautiful place to go there. I go there all the time, but I didn't go there for many years because we heard a story through someone that somebody was killed there once upon a time. So are some of these stories just things that you hear through hearsay and you don't actually know for yourself, or are some of them very real, and it's for us to be concerned? I mean, that sign looked pretty real to me, and maybe there's some merit in it. But it does make me a little bit more curious for the adventure to go up there. To say, well, I mean, I've seen people, videos and things like that online of people going up Devil's Peak. Why can't I? Just because I'm solo? Should I stay away? Should I be denied these opportunities for these fantastic adventures and these amazing views? And the spirit of, can I get that high? I don't know. So I'm curious, what's your view? Let me know. I'd love to know what run you've been on that maybe gave you the creeps and you felt a little bit unsafe. If you don't know who I am, my name is Richard. I'm an adventure filmmaker. I focus on running, trying to encourage people to get out there and do something that's fun and gets them off the couch. Trying to let you know that you don't have to be the best. You don't even have to be good at it, just to get out and get your body moving. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you can give it a like and maybe consider subscribing to my channel, as I try to bring you more content, focus on running adventures, and even a little bit of cycling. Anyway, my name's Richard, And this has been Richard Talks.